There are men who notice, almost suddenly, that their erection no longer appears with the same strength. The body responds slowly, firmness fades halfway through, and intimacy becomes a territory of uncertainty. That's the moment many convince themselves that their virility belongs to the past. But what if I told you that, instead of something complicated, expensive, or distant, what can awaken an erection again is as simple as chewing? I'm not talking about magic formulas or unrealistic promises. I'm talking about a natural resource that activates circulation in seconds, reignites blood flow, and gives the body back the memory of how to respond. 1 minute may seem short, but for someone struggling with erectile dysfunction, it can be enough to notice change happening. This isn't an exaggeration, it's physiology. Blood flows, muscles awaken, and the response appears. The most curious part is that this resource isn't hidden away in secret laboratories, but right in front of us, something many already have at home, yet never imagined using this way. A small ally that, when chewed for just 60 seconds, sparks reactions time seemed to have erased. And before we continue, make sure you're already subscribed to the channel. That way you won't miss the upcoming videos with practical strategies to regain your potency. Now I want your participation. Write a single word in the comments. If you feel like you've lost control of your erection, type discouragement. But if you believe it's still possible to recover that strength, type reaction. I'll be reading every comment. There are moments when the body seems asleep. You try, but the erection doesn't happen with the firmness it should. It's frustrating, like there's an invisible barrier between desire and response. But that barrier often isn't the end of the line. It can be broken by a simple, quick, and direct stimulus. Imagine chewing something small, almost insignificant, for just 60 seconds. And feeling your blood start to pick up speed, opening pathways through the arteries, waking up muscles that were dormant, reactivating a response that seemed lost. This isn't magic, it's the body's physiological memory being reawakened. It's as if circulation receives a clear signal. Wake up. It's time to work again. That 1 minute of action doesn't just bring fresh blood to the intimate area, it also ignites a different mental state, confidence. Because when the body responds, the mind follows. A man begins to feel he's back in control, that he doesn't depend on expensive drugs or complicated solutions, just on a gesture that fits any routine, discreet yet powerful. What's most surprising is that when this stimulus happens, the change isn't only physical, it's emotional. The look changes, the posture changes, the sense of presence returns. And all of this can begin in seconds, with something simple you probably already have within reach. If this content is making sense to you so far, hit the like button on this video right now. That small gesture helps spread this message to other men who also deserve to recover their vitality. Behind this simple gesture lies an ancient secret, often forgotten: clove. Small, discreet, tucked away in spice jars, it looks insignificant. But just chewing 2 cloves for 60 seconds can make the body start reacting in a way that surprises. Inside it is a substance called eugenol. This compound has the natural ability to relax blood vessels, creating more space for blood to circulate. And why does this matter? Because an erection is nothing more than the direct result of blood flowing strongly into the intimate region. Without enough blood, there's no firmness. When the path is open, the body instantly remembers how to act. The most fascinating part is that this effect isn't aggressive. It doesn't force the body the way certain artificial drugs do. It simply stimulates the physiology that already exists in you. Clove helps blood flow, and blood delivers oxygen and nutrients to the muscles that support the erection. Muscles that may have been dormant come back to life. And it doesn't stop there. The intense aroma and oils in clove also stimulate the nervous system. It's as if the body receives a soft, alert signal, breaking that feeling of apathy. The man, who just minutes earlier felt disconnected from himself, begins to notice subtle signs of vitality, more warmth, more energy, more presence. It's at that moment that many realize they weren't broken, just forgotten. Clove doesn't create something new, it simply awakens what was always there, dormant, waiting for the right moment to respond. An erection is not just a mechanical act. It's a physiological symphony where every detail has to play in harmony. The conductor of that orchestra is blood. When it flows freely, it opens the way for oxygen to reach and fuel every muscle fiber involved in the process. That's when the muscles responsible for firmness contract with precision, sustaining the response that separates insecurity from confidence. Now, imagine the opposite: stiff vessels, sluggish circulation, little oxygen reaching. It's like trying to light a fire with wet wood. The desire may be there, but the flame won't catch. The body tries, but without enough fuel, everything dies out before it even begins. That's why so many men confuse loss of firmness with the end of virility, when in truth, it's simply a matter of circulation. When a natural stimulus, like clove, opens the vessels, blood finally finds its way through. Oxygen arrives in abundance, muscles respond, and something bigger happens. The mind notices. And in that moment, it's not just the body that changes. Confidence is reborn. Because an erection is not just a physical sign, it's also a psychological reminder that a man is still whole, that his vitality hasn't been erased by time. When the body responds, the brain records that response as proof that potency never disappeared. It was just waiting for the right fuel. That's why restoring circulation doesn't just mean regaining firmness. It means reclaiming the confidence of being present, taking back control, and feeling that body and mind are working together again. Many men believe the cause of lost erections lies only in the body, but the truth is, there's a more silent enemy acting every single day without being noticed: chronic stress. It doesn't show up in routine tests the same way blood pressure or cholesterol do. It builds up in the details, in shallow breathing, in the constant tension of the shoulders, in sleepless nights, in a restless mind that never shuts off. This stress releases a substance called cortisol, known as the stress hormone. In small doses, it's useful. It keeps the body alert. But when it stays high for weeks, months, even years, the damage is inevitable. Cortisol blocks testosterone production, sabotages circulation, and reduces the release of nitric oxide, the very molecule the body needs to dilate blood vessels and allow the blood flow that creates an erection. The result is cruel. Even when desire is still there, the body doesn't follow. It's like trying to accelerate a car while the brakes are on. Potency doesn't disappear because a man has aged too much, but because he's spent too long trapped in this state of constant alert. And the most treacherous part is that stress doesn't come alone. It teams up with exhaustion, that deep fatigue that doesn't go away even after hours of rest, a weariness that steals energy, focus, and gradually dims the flame of vitality. A man feels he's lost his strength, when in truth, he's just overloaded. Understanding this mechanism is liberating, because it shows the problem isn't permanent. When the body finds ways to ease this invisible weight, circulation improves, hormones return to balance, an intimate response comes back. The body hasn't forgotten how to react. It just needs space to breathe again. A man's strength can be measured not only by what he conquers in the world, but also by the care he gives himself in silence. And it's in that silence that a simple ritual is born: chewing 2 cloves for 60 seconds. It may sound small, almost insignificant, but in that 1 minute, the body receives a clear signal of activation. There's no fixed time. This gesture fits anywhere in the day. It can be in the morning, as a way to wake up the body, before leaving home, as preparation for the hours ahead, or even at night, as a way to restore balance after a heavy day. What matters isn't the exact timing, but the consistency, because the body understands repeated messages. The more regular the stimulus, the stronger the response becomes. When you chew, the essential oils of the clove are released in the mouth. They spread through the body in minutes, reaching the bloodstream, relaxing the vessels, improving blood flow. That's the moment the body recognizes the opportunity to function better. At first, the effect is almost imperceptible, subtle, but over time the signs build up: more vitality, more firmness, more control. This 1 minute also carries another value, less visible but just as powerful. It's a daily reminder that you haven't given up on yourself. Each time the gesture is repeated, it becomes a silent commitment to your own health, as if the body were hearing, "It's still time to react." And it's this simple discipline that separates those who keep waiting for miracle solutions from those who begin, in a practical and natural way, to create the conditions for the body to respond strongly again. Chewing 2 small cloves for 60 seconds may seem like a detail, but it carries a bigger meaning. It's not only about circulation, oxygen, or erection, it's about a choice. The choice not to let time alone define the limits of your body. The choice to take back control of your vitality. Each time this minute is dedicated to yourself, it becomes a silent reminder: I still can. That's the moment a man begins to realize he doesn't need to wait for external solutions or miracle formulas. The awakening happens because the body was reminded how to respond, and because the mind decided to believe in its own potential again. And in that meeting point between body and mind, something greater appears: confidence. The confidence to look in the mirror and recognize that virility hasn't been erased, it was only asleep. The confidence to be fully present in each intimate moment without fear of failure. The confidence that small choices, made every day, can rebuild something that once seemed lost. This simple act is more than a natural resource. It's a symbol of a new beginning. And starting over at any age is always a courageous decision. If this message resonated with you, I invite you now to take the next step. Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving content that will strengthen your health and intimacy in a practical, natural way. Also, give this video a like and explore the other content already here, because each one can open new doors for your well-being. I'll leave it here, and I hope you carry this simple gesture as a turning point. See you in the next video.